Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Welcome to One Shot, your, kind of just one take, really quick discussion video. And I wanted to do this sooner, but because me flying back from Tokyo and just trying to get stock market out to you guys and finish up the footage for the other channels, my apologies, I saved this for one shot. Let's talk about the Generation Duel Tournament, my thoughts on it, and basically why it's either bad or really good, and we'll break down all 5 sections of it. So, pretty much every one of those people on, Dueling Network, or even Yugioh Pro that goes, fuck no pendulums, man, no pendulums, pendulum scum, hashtag fuck pendulums, or hashtag pendulum, stop the pendulum revolution, or stop synchros, or no exceeds, or no fusions. They just got their wish, so I just want to instantly say we're going to start with the original Yu-Gi-Oh format, I guess is the way to actually call it. We'll start there. So here's their forbidden list. I have it open. It should be on your screen. And it's kind of crazy. It's the Generation Duel Tournament. This will be coming to, I guess, YCSs and whatnot. That's interesting enough. But yeah, I don't know how exactly I feel about this. So, all other effect monsters are forbidden. All fusion monsters are forbidden. See, that's kind of bullshit, because it should have just been all other fusion monsters. I mean, come on. The original Yu-Gi-Oh series had Gaia, the fusion, the Dragon Champion. I just call it the Fusion Champion. Black Skull, Dragon. There's a lot of that they just basically missed out on. All Pendulum monsters, understandable. That makes sense. All Ritual monsters, that doesn't make sense, because, hey, Relinquish. Or Dark Magician of Chaos. There's 40 fucking ritual monsters and fusion monsters that started the foundation for the game, and you're just kicking them out. See, I don't like that at all. All Exceed monsters, that makes sense. Jackpot 7, that goes without saying it should. It should just be the cards of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like Carved Demise was technically part of that, so that could be there. Self-Destruct button, forbidden, that makes sense, because they're trying to limit FTKs. So, at 1, we have the Exodia pieces. We have Blacklist Soldier, Envoy Beginning, Chaos Emperor Dragon. That can go 3 on any fucking format. Cyberjar, Dark Magician of Chaos, Exodia, Magician of Faith, Macuera, Marshmallow, Morphing Jar number 2, Mystical Beast of Surskit, I can't pronounce that right. Albus the Tormentor, I think that's funny, that's at 1. Night Assailant, Sangan, Slifer, still think it's funny at 1. With all the Winged Dragon of Raw forms, still think that's funny. Tribe Infecting, Tsukiyomi, Witch of the Black Forest, Yatagarasu, Book of Moon, Book of Taiyu, Brain Control, Burial, Card Destruction. See, Burial from a Different Dimension actually is a GX card from its release, and I don't think it was ever played. I may be incorrect. I'll redact that later. I don't think this was ever played during the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh, so it doesn't make sense being here. Card Destruction, Card Safe Return, Change Your Heart, Cold Wave. Confrontation, Delinquent Duo, Foolish Burial, Giant Trunate, Graceful Charity, Harpy's Feather, Heavy Storm, Last Will, Mind Control, Mirage of Nightmare, Monster Gates, Monster Reborn, Painful Choice, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Raigeki, Reasoning, Snatch Steal, Temple of the Kings, Forceful Sentry. See, why have the format have polymerization and not be able to fucking use it? It makes no sense to me. Call the Haunted, Ceasefire, Crush, Exchange of the Spirit, Imperial Order, Last Turn, Magical Explosion. See, this could be taken out too. Mirror Force, Return from Different Dimension, Ring of Destruction, Royal Oppression, Skill Drain, Sixth Sense, and again, Royal Oppression does fit this, to say the least. But Solemn Warning doesn't. Solemn Warning is technically during the 5Ds era, so that should be over there, same with Soul Drain, which makes no sense. Nice try, Konami. Sixth Sense came in one of the legendary collections that were pretty much, I think it was, I want to say Joey's World, that adds up to where it belongs. Vanity's Emptiness, again, another 5Ds card. Konami, what the fuck are you doing? Trap Dust Shoot, Will of Revealing Light. And then all other normal monsters are at 3. Curse of Dragonfire, Gores. This actually was played in the manga, so that makes sense. Jinzo, Holding Arms, Holding Legs, Jurigato, Legion of the Fiend Jester, Sinister Serpent. So, if we take it, here's the thing. The actual pro tip for, Konami. Take out the fucking Vanity's Emptiness. Take out the Soul Drain. Take out the Warning. Not because I don't want to see them during this format. Because they make no sense of being in this format. Because they were never released in the original game state. The only Solemn we had was Solemn Judgment, and that should be the only one allowed. You know, you got to keep this like OG shit. And where's my original fusions and rituals? Oh, they're in another format. Are you fucking serious? Like, what? The actual fuck, Konami. Nice try, but I honestly, I think it's a good foundation for the first one, but it could be built upon so much better than it is now, because there's just so much wrong with that, to be fair. There's absolutely so much wrong with it. And then we get to the GX format. So, of course, Blaster, Chaos Emperor, Cyberjar, all this stuff is banned because this stuff wouldn't make sense during that format. I can, I can see that. And then Thousand Eyes Restrict is like banned. Like, yeah, that should be over in. That should, that Amulet Dragon, those should be, and even Ayatollah should be in the original format. And if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm doing one take. I'm not cutting away anything. I'm pretty sure it says all other, like all fusions in the first one. It's like, that doesn't make sense. So, you know what I mean? The Buster Blader, you could probably just leave it in the current one. It would make sense, just saying. Or you could put it in the other one, just have the support there. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight should be over in the other one. Anyways, these all belong in, I want to say, Zexal format? If I'm not mistaken. Or, no, actually, Shadows actually belong in the beginning of the Pendulum format. So they can go what I call 5th gen for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to use that reference from Pokemon. But there's like, all this pretty much makes sense. The Red Eyes Black Sword Dragon should be over in the first one anyway. All ritual monsters are forbidden. Again, there were certain GX ritual monsters that belong here. Demise Town comes to mind right off the bat. All Pendulum monsters, that absolutely makes sense. All Synchro monsters. Light and Dark Dragon were in the manga, so technically they should be squeezed in for this format. I get if we're using releases, they'll be put, somewhere else. Exceeds, again, makes sense. Brain Control, all this was pretty much just scooting over it, was the original release. So that, again, makes a lot of sense. And let's see here. The Exodia pieces are still at 1. If you wanted to keep this GX, that should have been taken out, and it should have just been GX, like, error cards. Like, Dark Arm should be at 2. If we're going to do GX, Allure of Darkness should be here. Things like that make more sense. Like Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, that makes sense. It was GX. Burial, GX. Book of Moon was technically the original one. I'd probably put it over there. Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, I want to say this is actually Arc V. No, not Arc V, I'm sorry, 5D's kind of like time frame. So that should be over there. Final Countdown should be in the first one. If you want to get like OG about it, like what the fuck is Raigeki doing here? I mean, maybe it's to spice it up, but what the fuck is Raigeki doing in a GX format? That makes no sense. Stuff like Bottomless really got its foundation during GX, but I'm pretty sure Bottomless was released. No, it would be fine in GX. That's absolutely fine. You should have Trap Hole in the original one. You want to get really old school, 3 Trap Hole was broke as shit. So, I don't know what Konami was attempting. It's a nice attempt, but it's not done correctly. Because it's like, play with cards with Elemental Hero Stratos and Destiny Hero Disc Commander. Yeah, Monarchs. The original Monarchs. And then it's like, focus on fusion summoning. It needs to be focused more on fusion summoning. This had fusions, rituals, some effect monsters, and a lot of like old school beatdown monsters. And the foundations of some of the most powerful traps and spells. Konami, how the fuck don't you know this and I know this more than you, apparently. Now, let's check out the 5Ds and see what we got in here, because I'm a little skeptical of what we're going to see here. All fusion monsters. So, we're just going to basically skip over what was the cover card of fucking Duelist Revolution. You don't want me playing it in the 5Ds era when it was focused on the anime. It was a boss monster and everything else, but you don't want me using it. Okay. All ritual monsters, I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 rituals. They weren't nearly as many during 5D's time frame, but again, they were there. They should still be, some of them allowed, not all of them, just some of them. Alright, the rest of this makes sense looking over it, because, alright, well, hold on. Oh, done. Oh, wait, no, these actually, yeah, these were 5D's era, weren't they? Order of Chaos. No, that was actually Exceed format, so that should actually be in the Zexal side and should not be allowed here, because it doesn't make sense. Like, Konami, nice try, but there's so much wrong here. Like, Infinity Launcher at 1. I wonder why. And then I see this. I see like Soul Charge, and I'm like, hold on. What the hell is Soul Charge doing here when it's an OG card? You know, it was in the anime. It was in the original series. What the fuck is it doing here? Oh, we just want it there because we want it there. See, Solemn Warning makes sense being here. Skill Drain doesn't, because Skill Drain should be on the other one. You know, you want to get like really creative about this. That's how it should be done. Dandelion, that makes sense. Honest, that makes sense. Actually, Honest is a GX card. That doesn't make sense. Atlantean Dragoons. That's 1 over, buddy. That's just 1 over right now. Charge the Light Brigade. That came out right around the time... Hold on, I'm trying to think. Right around the time of the first Synchro Pack. So that makes sense being here, for the most part. Allure of Darkness can scoop back over the other way, but it works here too because of Teledad. So some of it's done right, some of it's just really not, and it's just like ridiculous. I mean, if they're building upon it, yeah, sure. Okay, Zexal era. All fusion monsters banned, of course. All ritual monsters banned. Ooh. Ooh. I don't really think there was too many during Zexal, unless we're counting... No, Necrots came during Pendulum. All synchro monsters. Yeah. Yeah, that... I guess that makes sense to a degree. So, let's look over the rest of this. And, Spellbook of Judgment. I like how that's, like, mentioned here. It's like, yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to allow the rest of them, but we're not going to allow that. Like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, so, Infernity Archfiend should not even be allowed in this format. Insectors should have, like, pretty much everything at 2. Wind-ups, everything at 2, you know. Bring back that kind of format. Don't... And, like, what the hell is Sacrifice doing here? Like, that's a Cleafor card. And that's... We're in the Zexal format right now. You know, in this little Banlist thing. What the fuck is that doing here? Rekindling belongs one back. Royal Tribute belongs in the first one. You know, it's just like, you want to keep it really, like, the greatest cards of their eras. That would make more sense. But it is a nice attempt. I'm not going to lie. Like, I like how they mentioned number 16, Shockmaster, and Lava Lull Chain, Focus on Exceed Summoning. But you can do other things! And then Arc V. Oh, I can't wait to see Arc V. Towers Blaster. Okay, so this is pretty much close to ready for what we currently have. Bryo's Band, Exiton Knight, all the good, like, really broken ass or really high useful fucking shit. It's gone. Trish is allowed. That's kind of funny. Is Trish allowed? Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's really not a limit on what you can play in this one, outside of a few things. I thought we were still in the forbidden section. I see the Exodia pieces. I'm like, yo, hold on, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Wavering Eyes, that makes sense. This is pretty much what we have now. Why give us this if this is pretty much what we have now? I don't understand Konami at times. I really don't. I try to. Like, okay, all this is pretty much what we have currently. This is exactly what we have at the moment. I can go do that right now without this in my fucking way. I could literally go do this right now. Is this like the same list as just copy and paste it for this one? Please tell me they did not just copy and paste this. This is what it looks like to me. I have to keep looking because I don't really see any difference from what we have right now. Oh look, here's Raigeki. Like, what? Well, I guess that makes sense because it's a current one. You just copy and paste it. Kind of makes a lot of sense here. I'm looking for something different. I don't see anything different than what we have right now. Like, did they just... They're like, here, play the fort. You're like, what the fuck is this? I'm so done with this. Arc V, come into the format you have right now. I thought they were going to give me something different, you know. Maybe Monkey Board at 3. Or, I don't fucking know, you know. Maybe, like, Shed Dolls. But no. No, Arc V format, know that. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good idea. It just executed pretty poorly and the research isn't done right. Whoever really, like, designed it needs to go back and look at it. Now, let's look at the structure they're using. The Generation Duel Tournament is a modified advanced tournament constructed event The number of duels will determine the number of rounds that are played. 5 to 8, 3 rounds. 9 to 16, 4 rounds. All the way up to 64 at 6 rounds. At the end of the rounds of Swiss, of course it's Swiss, it's like Swiss cheese, duelists that are ranked 1st through 4th place will receive a generation game mat that corresponds to the era of their deck. So pretty much you'll get a Yugi, or you'll get Jaden, or you'll get, Yusei, or you'll get whatever his name is. I hate him, he's honestly the worst in my opinion. Or you get a Yuya. I can't remember his name, I hate him so much. God damn, I feel so awful now. I'm sorry if Zexal's like your favorite thing. I didn't like Zexal at all. Too kiddie-ish, in my opinion. But, getting off sidetrack here, it's an interesting idea. I don't think it's going to be taking off. I think this is pretty much like with Battle Pack. It was cool, and then it kind of just didn't go nowhere. And the only reason Battle Pack 1 did anything because Tour Guide was a really expensive card getting reprinted, and it was accessible to people, and everyone bought like 22 packs. I bought 22 packs. I pulled like fucking 3 tour guides. But you know what? It is just one of those moments that it's just like, well, this is a good idea, but it's not what we wanted. You know, when we say we don't want this, we don't want that. It should have been catered more like to how it is. I hate to say this. It should have been catered more to like how the original anime was. Like if this was featured on the anime and it's released, put it in that format. It's like it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like GX should just be elemental hero focused. Maybe Teleguide if you want to push that, or Gladiator Beast, you know. And 5D should be more synchro focused. You know, Quick Draw, Quasar, plants. You know, all the stuff that was the foundation for those tournaments. Zexal, Insectors, Ninjas, Dino Rabbit. But it's like all that got cast aside. And the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Should just be like 3 Trap Hole, 3 Solemn Judgment, just all the fun shit with like 30 ways to blow up your opponent's background. What do I know? I've just been playing this game just as long as it's been out, so. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm not a fan. I'm being completely honest. And thanks for tuning into One Shot. If you enjoyed One Shot and you want more One Shot, let me know, and I will make it happen. Thanks for watching as always. Peace.